What is Couchsurfing? On the internet, there are hundreds of videos about Couchsurfing made by people with very little experience in Couchsurfing. Many of them made for sensationalism. However, in the following video, we are going to listen to the answer of some of the most experienced surfers and hosts in the world, gathered at the Couchsurfing Summit in Madrid. In addition, we will learn about some of the most inspiring experiences of these surfers and hosts, and see what Couchsurfing really is. Go!
I really recommend to everyone to use Couchsurfing because I think it's the best way to travel. I think nowadays we are just focused on traveling countries just to make pictures and just waste money, you know. But Couchsurfing gave me the chance to live like a local.
Have you ever been afraid as a woman using Couchsurfing?
Actually, I had some caution sometimes in some countries, but no, all I found is like a very welcoming community. You will always find someone that helps you.
Couchsurfing for me is love. Couchsurfing changed my life. I really love use the Couchsurfing like a traveler, like a human, and I study about Couchsurfing too. I do a PhD about Couchsurfing.
For those who share the spirit of Couchsurfing, Couchsurfing is a way of life, connecting with strangers, opening your heart, helping each other, and ultimately making friends that can last a lifetime.
A little bit scary in the beginning,
yes,
because it's like and knowing people come to my home, and now it's normal. I found some people, and now is one of my best friends in Tenerife, and only sending a request, and it's so nice.
Yes, perfect. All the time I'm meeting people, I'm organizing meetings, when I go to events. Usually I'm thinking it will be like that, but all the time it's like that. Yes.
I learned one language for only one person. She's actually my best friend. I met her through Couchsurfing. She came to Spain, we met each other, and actually I can speak really good Italian. I have been going to North Italy for a lot of time. Now we are best friends ever, and classical best friends.
Amazing.
For me, walking, I've learned it's not about the destination, but it's become more about the journey. And for me, I've walked many Caminos, and just the people I meet, and that's what I feel Couchsurfing is like too. We just want to, experience places for what they really are, and this is a way to just get to know a city and not to see just the tourist.
Not just to see the surface, but to get inside.
Yeah, you get to know the people.
Yes.
You just get to get inside their head and just see what it's really about.
People in Couchsurfing, they become your lifelong friends. Really great couples that I met who met through Couchsurfing. They came to Madrid with their little daughter, who's a product of Couchsurfing love, and it was just great. We had a whole week of going around Madrid and enjoying Madrid together.
What would you say as a girl to the girls who maybe would like to do Couchsurfing, but they are maybe a little bit afraid?
Don't be afraid. There's a lot of big sense of community, and there's people who would help you if there's anything to be worried about.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's perfect.
I was living in Turkey, and I wasn't just in my first days. I had to speak in Turkish because the people there doesn't speak English at all. And that the best way to learn something is forcing your brain to do it. Be forced to do it. It's like you have no option. You have to do it, and your brain works very fast.
Do not have another choice.
Yes.
Try Couchsurfing because I wanted to improve my English.
Yeah.
And later I discovered that, oh guys, this is another world, sharing the things for you without no interest. Well, normally I open my heart a lot because I am really like a sensitive person, and when you open your house, so I offer, my time, my energy, my knowledge, my information, my help. It's a way to change the world a little bit. Because nowadays all the things maybe are pushing because of the interest of the money, and now you can be in a home of somebody without paying anything, get the honest connection over the world, and it's really beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Recently I was in Africa, I was in Kenya, and I stayed in an orphanage in Nairobi through Couchsurfing, which is unusual. and I stayed, I think, 10 days. And in the end, they asked me, can you help us a little bit because we are having some problems? And I said, you know what, I can cook for the children. And so I found myself cooking chicken for 20.
Wow!
I don't have children of my own, so it was a really great experience.
For those who have no children, sometimes life gives you the chance to have it. An experience that you can only live thanks to open your heart and trust.
One time I met one guy in Japan. We only met for one night, but we felt a very good vibe. He gave me the address of his coffee shop. He had a coffee shop. He's from Malaysia. So I just took a flight to Malaysia and appeared in the front of his coffee shop. He was so happy. He drove me all the way in Malaysia, all the way to Thailand.
No
Yeah,
way.
he was very kind. He was so happy to see me. We became really good friends. We ate food. We slept camping in hostels. It was amazing. Yeah.
I was hosted in Ukraine in a small city by an older lady. We went to the forest to bring mushrooms, and then we came back and I saw she got nervous. We had to take a bus. We missed the bus. She was nervous. When we arrived at our house, there were people in her garden. They were preparing a barbecue, and actually I understood that everything was for me. And I felt embarrassed. I said, wow, what's happening? Can I help with the barbecue? Yes, you can help. There was a lady, she's a French teacher. Speak French with her. That was the experience.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I was in Iran. I
Yes.
was just hitchhiking all around the country. And one night I didn't have any place where to sleep. I was in Shiraz, and I got hosted from a family where the wife was in the hospital having a baby.
Wow!
The same night, like, her husband gave me like the key of the apartment and like, okay, you can go there.
Oh my God! And you saw the baby like in the.
I saw the baby a couple of days after with all the family for like the baby party.
Not only can you enjoy Iranian hospitality, sometimes, if it's your destiny, you can also share such miraculous moments as the birth of a new life.
For me, the most extraordinary was in Israel. I was hosted for an Orthodox Jewish family, and it was amazing because I've never heard about this kind of rules they have
And
for living.
traditions
It's incredible.
Yeah.
For example, they can touch if they can use the glass, for example, for drinking milk.
Yes.
Then you cannot use for meat derivatives and this kind of stuff or whatever
Yes.
with a fork.
I get my first apartment in Mexico City. It was a huge apartment, like I have a huge couch and everything, and I ended up hosting till 8 people. And because I hosted too many people, I ended up sleeping on my laundry, trying to give them,
Through 7 countries, all the way with hitchhiking and couchsurfing. I went to Budapest. I found like in 9 p.m. and I found host in 10 p.m. And it was a coincidence because I was going to Cannes Festival, and that guy who hosted me, he was director, and he was at the Cannes Festival. So
These kind of miracles are really something that makes the best stories of Couchsurfing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Perfect. We are in front of the organizer of this big event of Madrid. He has hosted more than 1,000 people in his house from how many countries?
From 107.
107 nationalities has stayed in his house. Like, he has seen people who has met in his kitchen and has married and has invited him to the wedding. I'm sure also some baby has come from your house. Like,
Yeah, I have probably 3-4 babies.
3-4 babies come from his house.
It's very easy. I have my time to work. It's my time to share my time with my Couchsurfer because it's very important when I hold someone.
Yes.
You have time for all the people. And I have my own time too.
You know, this time is for this time is for sleeping, this time is for sharing.
Yes,
this time
the problem is I don't have time to sleep, and this is for me it's perfect.
Can you tell us, like, what did you learn after traveling the whole African continent 20 years ago?
Every morning, when I get up, I go to the fridge and I open and I see food in my home, a light that you have in your fridge, you value this moment.
You give thanks.
Yes, and you see like you have a lot of people around you. This
Yes.
is incredible.
One girl that I met, she ended up staying 2 weeks. The thing is that we ended up traveling to different places together, and the most interesting thing is that we always spend Christmas together. The Christmas before, actually we came to Madrid.
Yes.
And we joined the community here in Madrid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
This
amazing.
girl told me, okay, my parents are divorced and I really don't have where to go during the
Yes.
Christmas and I don't have family.
So you became her family.
Yeah, somehow. But
Yeah.
I also don't have much family, so it's
Yeah.
good to meet other people
Other
like this.
people. Thank you for sharing this. I think that's perfect.
Okay.
Muchísimas gracias.
For those who don't have a family, Couchsurfing can even become a family. But what makes this community so extraordinary? Just an open heart to connect, to learn, and to love the stream. If you want to live true miracles, here's the secret. Remove all barriers from your heart. Trust. Don't be afraid. And let love flow in you. Because we are all part of one big family, the human family. Maybe Couchsurfing is just a small step for a bigger union.
Why do you think it's beautiful to give free hugs?
It's really important to, I think, to touch people, to smile,
Yes.
and especially
Yes.
if you don't know that person.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I can only recommend
Yes.
to everyone. Want a
Yes.
hug?
You want a hug? They are free. So there is nothing in exchange. It's just give love for the sake of doing it. You don't ask for the number, you don't ask for anything, not even for the name. You just give love for the sake of doing it.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to open your heart, because the miracles are there, just waiting for you. They have always been there.